are the HerCastleGirls.
Hello!
We are all about fashion, mindset, and everything in between when it comes to lifestyle. So if you like videos like that, and if you want to hang out with us two crazy sisters, then subscribe to our channel, comment, like, and please definitely subscribe.
We are here yet again for another one of our loving and amazing podcast. It is all connected by HerCastleGirls.
We are talking about being intentional and what that looks like in your life when it comes to your work, relationships, and everything else that you have going on. We're really passionate about this subject. I think it has a lot to do with how we've been able to stay focused for so long.
Let's get into it.
Today on It's All Connected by HerCastleGirls, we are talking about a subject that is truly for everyone. No matter where you are in life, no matter what is going on in your life, there are definitely some things that we can call them out as distractions that pull us away from the things we should be focusing on, our goals, the things that we want to do that deal with our purpose.
Right.
We get called away from it because of these things called distractions. Today's conversation is inspired by an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And he had a reel that a friend showed to me one day, and his name is Myron Golden. And he's an entrepreneur. He's really into business and the idea of focus.
Right.
And this inspired a conversation that we had about the idea of focus versus distractions.
OMG. I think and it just seems like every year there's just more distractions, but to the point where your brain is literally throbbing.
I want to talk about what you consider a distraction.
Anything that takes you away from just living your life. Anything that comes between you and your business. Anything that comes between you and your family. Anything that, especially with something so frivolous, and we'll get into the frivolous things that people are pushing their job and their family aside for. Because God knows they have missed an episode of Housewives of Atlanta, the world will explode. So
Right.
But yeah, anything that comes between you becoming a better person, that's a severe distraction. And it's kind of like, hold on, what? You're putting your well-being aside because you can't miss something that has absolutely nothing to do with your life, your well-being. That's what I consider a distraction.
For me, I want to bring it back to basically Mindfulness 101.
Oh, girl, please do.
And what I would say is the idea of, what is mindfulness when people ask? For me, mindfulness is the idea of being able to control your mind and being intentional of the things you do.
Right.
So you move with intention, you speak with intention, you eat with intention, you love with intention, you disagree with intention. Everything you do, you've put a second thought, a third, fourth, maybe even fifth thought before you truly move into things.
Right.
And I find that more than ever, we live in a world now where 7 seconds is literally the amount of time that people have to listen or watch whatever you do.
Yeah.
So because everything moves so quickly, we battle with distraction every day. There has never been a more distracted generation than the generation of today, where there are literally, like you said, thousands of messages being shown to us,
Oh my goodness.
spoken to us, subliminally sometimes. Either way, things are going on around us, and it's hard for our brains to even capture things and truly filter the way how the mind wants to. I know that one of the things that was said in the reel that we were talking about, one of the things, so the whole topic of the reel was you want to make more money, and these are the things that you should do. And Myron said basically anything that stops you from doing things that move the needle, those are distractions. So
Girl.
Telly, you bought up one that might be, and I find that everyone it all depends on what the distraction is.
Exactly.
Because some people have distractions that might be based in TV.
Yeah.
Some people might have a distraction of, like you mentioned earlier when we were talking about it, you mentioned FOMO. Some people have to be everywhere. They need to be invited to everything, no matter what.
No matter what.
So, you have those distractions as well. And for me, so here's my thing. We talk about Beyonce.
Right.
Every day. And there's that saying, you have the same hours in the day as Beyonce. And, of course, Beyonce does have the things that we wish we all had.
Oh, absolutely.
A nanny, a business partner,
right.
An accountant. She has all these people that make her successful.
Right.
Agreed. She can give time to her art because people are dealing with the other stuff.
Agreed.
But the thing is with Beyonce, the thing is with Oprah, the thing is with Michelle Obama, all the women that we count as great.
Right.
They didn't always have their squad.
No. And that's what people seem to forget. Like, people see Beyonce, they see Madonna, they see the late Whitney Houston, they see Mariah Carey as they are or were.
Right.
But they didn't see them before.
Yeah.
When they were struggling. Sometimes, I think Madonna was even living in the street at one point.
Like sleeping on couches.
Exactly.
And like asking for, $1 or $2 to buy
get
coffee. But the focus was so strong that even though there was no real money coming in, even though there was no monetization coming in off the art, they stayed focused long enough to eventually get to that point where they did have the nannies and the secretaries and the business partners and the managers, whatever it be.
That's it.
So I wanted to bring it down to that first because sometimes people say, and God, as humans, we are very good at making excuses.
Aren't we ever?
I don't have time to read the book. I don't have time to watch the YouTube video to learn how to. I don't have time. Wow. That is one of our favorite sayings as human beings.
It is. And it's funny. I'm glad you brought that up because back on what you were saying about mindfulness. People have a tendency to they're so fixated on the future that they're already thinking they've got their staff. They're already thinking that they have their Beyonce or Michelle Obama life. When it's like, hold on, do you even have a business plan? Like, did you even write a business plan on a napkin? Do you even know what you'll need to start your business? Like, in their mind car, they're already living in their 10-bedroom house in Bel Air. And it's like, time out, slow down, live in the present. Because that's what I love, too, with the same women we mentioned. They had the vision. Like Madonna, Oprah, they knew that, listen, one day this is gonna pay off. One day I will be a star. One day I'll be that famous lawyer, doctor, whatever it is. But they didn't lose track to say, till that day comes, I'm in this present time. In order for me to get from point A to point B, I have to cut out anything that's going to come between the end goal.
Your aligned goal.
Exactly. But like you were saying, so many people, they automatically just want to get to like point B, and when you ask them, okay, that's your idea, cool, what's the business plan? Like, what's, do you have it written down? What equipment are you gonna need? Their response is, wait, I need equipment? Like,
well, so exactly. And the thing is, the reason why it is so hard for people to grasp the idea of focus is to live with intention means to control your own mind. People are trying to control their life without being able to control their mind.
Right.
Your mind needs to be under control before you can fix your life. And if you cannot, I have members of my family where one day they woke up and said, you know what, I find that soap operas are distracting me from doing work. They're distracting me from my spiritual life, so I'm going to stop watching them.
That's it.
And they just stopped watching these TV shows and became a lot more focused on their their families,
Right.
on their relationships, on the work that they needed to do. And I think that once you start tapping into your mindfulness,
Right.
you begin to easily see and point out what looks like a distraction.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, for instance, love Netflix, love YouTube.
Love
Hi,
all those
YouTube.
streaming services.
Love
They're
all
great.
the streaming services. They are great.
They are.
However,
But-
I do not watch them every day.
No, imagine if you did. Girl,
Well-
this podcast wouldn't even exist because we'd be too
Right.
busy watching stuff that obviously does not pertain to our life or building our own empire.
No, we would be, watching action films or something.
We'd be watching
and,
John Wick.
Like we'd be doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the idea of mindfulness is being intentional and saying, where am I putting my time? I want to be a writer.
Right.
Did I write something today? Or
Did you read anything from a famous writer?
Did
or-
I read anything? Did I pick up a magazine and
Yeah.
learn about a new subject matter?
Right.
What did I do today to get to my full potential, my full purpose?
And that's another thing too, Car. We were talking about this earlier too, but before we came onto film, these days everyone wants to put what they're doing on social media.
Right.
So the reason why people don't want to read, the reason why people don't even want to learn something or do an online course, the first response is, well, no one's gonna see me doing it though. Like, how do I put that on social media? How do I make that into a TikTok? How do I make that into an Instagram post? It's like, do you have to show yourself reading a book?
Right.
Shouldn't you just
And-
want to read because you want the knowledge? Like, why does
Exactly.
everything have to be on display?
I've
Why are you feeding into that distraction?
I know of personal coaches that will tell you, unless you have a business that requires the use of Instagram or the use of, Twitter or any other social media platform,
Right.
you should not have it. And I actually agree with that. I feel
100%.
that if you are not promoting your brand or a service that you provide to make money, I feel that you do not need social media like Instagram or Twitter.
Right.
I believe that very easily social media platforms become distractions, and they don't allow you, what they do is they take away your ability to say, I've been
Device.
scrolling on this device
Yeah.
for 2 hours and I didn't even realize. Do you know how much you could have done in 2 hours?
If you're on there, I know that TikTok is famous for this. A lot of people go on there to learn something, how to bake something, how to try a new makeup look. Granted, but after you see whatever the video is, why are you still scrolling? And I'll hear people say, "Oh my gosh, I was on there for like 3 hours," and I'm like, "How?
And it's
How do you stay on there for 3 hours?"
And what it does is it cuts into things that you actually need. For instance, you need sleep.
You need sun.
You need to go outside and get vitamin D. You need to have vocal conversations with
actual people in
real
front of
life.
you.
Right.
Not the screen.
Right. It also, what social media does as a distraction, it was interesting. Again, this personal coach guy, he was chatting and he was talking to men specifically.
Okay.
But women were chiming in as well, saying, I'm going to use these tips. And
Right.
he talked a lot about things like, sitting down all day smoking weed, sitting down all day playing video games, sitting down all day DMing women on Instagram.
Right.
All of these little things distract from what your true purpose is. It distracts
Agreed.
you from your job. Okay, you're in a great job and you have the ability, everyone has the ability to be promoted.
Absolutely.
Everyone has the ability to create and earn.
Absolutely.
But it takes focus
and discipline.
A lot of focus and discipline.
Absolutely.
I remember we were talking about when we started our blog, HerCastleGirls.com.
Yeah.
And when we started, we stayed up till 1 a.m.
1 a.m.,
most
2 a.m.
nights,
Yeah.
updating our blog with content, not really knowing what we were doing.
No clue.
And without a pitch letter, without a media kit, we started getting talked to. We started getting invited to different brand events, working with brands, being able to do the digital content thing that we didn't even know we could do. But because of the focus, it led us on a path that we never thought. Again, we didn't go to college saying, I want to be a digital content creator.
No, it was, well, and it's funny too, because, digital creation was only reserved for like bigger companies.
Right.
That, would make like the commercials and the cool like graphic designs and stuff like that. It wasn't really meant for independent people.
Right.
And now, in this generation, the cool thing is that anyone can be a digital creator.
Right.
But the dry part is that rather than you focusing on what you're meant to do or your passion that can start to bring you more money, you're too busy looking at other people and saying, I wish I was them. It's like, well, okay, get off your phone, turn off your notifications. Like whatever it is that's making you slither off the pathway to your greatness, you need to cancel it.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. All it's doing is ruining your future. But the dry part, Car, is that everyone's so fixated on how they feel it's going to turn out. But the reality is that the timing that you're doing right now, you're so far from that picture in your mind. You don't even exist. I'm being brutally honest with you. If you are not focusing on what you're supposed to be doing to get to your future, you're too busy on TikTok and Instagram and every other app and getting into people's business and worrying about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
So here's the thing.
Come on.
The first thing you need to ask yourself, and this is the coaching part that comes in, is where does your mind go?
Right.
When you see that book, you want to make money, you want to learn how to be more financially stable. There's the nice copy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You haven't even opened the book. You haven't even read the acknowledgement page.
You're using it as a cup holder.
Right.
Using it as like a
right.
coaster.
So when you look at the book and you go to pick it up but you don't, what is going through your mind? What are you saying to yourself about reading this book that can actually elevate your life by the time you get halfway through the book?
Right.
What is going through your mind? Because at the end of the day, it is your mind. And the only way distractions are going to stop for you is when you decide to be intentional and say, I have 30 minutes. I am going to read this book for 30 minutes. I'm going to read 2 pages of this book.
Girl, at this point, even 1 paragraph.
Because to be honest, if you read 2 pages a day, you will eventually finish that book. Even if it takes you a year.
Stick to it.
Stick to it. You're going to learn as you go. That is better than not reading the book at all.
That's it too. And don't feel that you're in it to rush through. Because a lot of people are living in a time where I know everyone feels like there's this stopwatch or a clock on you where if you don't make it to that goal in less than a year, well, you're nobody. That's ridiculous, and there's no such thing. I know like the world we're living in, it makes it look and feel like that, but it's so far from the truth. You are living for you and you're trying your best, and as long as you keep going at it with the focus and the discipline, remove the distractions, whatever those distractions may be, like Car said, you will get to your goal. But the whole point is to start. Yeah, you just standing there continuously thinking, I think I can, and then you end up going backwards.
Yeah.
That defeats everything.
Yeah, again, for people that are in school, and I know, and the thing is, it's funny. Distractions, a lot of people that are really good at avoiding distractions are students that are determined to, get their master's or get their Bachelor of Arts, whatever it is. The idea is that if you have social media on your phone, if you have Netflix on your phone or whatever device, I know students that have gone ahead and cut it off. They're like, I closed my account, I canceled my subscriptions because I need to focus this semester.
That's it.
Because guess what? Netflix ain't going nowhere. Instagram is going nowhere. You can stop using these things for a period of time and then come back when you are available.
That's all.
To have these apps back. When I'm in the middle of studying a new modality or we are working on a project where it's like, yo, we gotta get this done.
Yep. You won't find us.
You will not find me posting 6 times a day on Instagram because that isn't helping me get to the goal that I want. That doesn't help Telly get to where she wants to go.
No.
Because the outcome is usually a check or another deal with a brand. And that's not gonna happen if I'm worried about what's happening on someone's Instagram page, trying to figure out who's left a comment and why they left the comment.
That's it.
So my tip is turn the news off, turn the TV off. If, again, like Myron said in his thing, he said, what's the point in knowing everything that's going on in the world? You can't fix the world until you fix yourself.
Your own personal world is a mess.
Right.
So don't even think about trying to fix the world outside your door because you need to fix your life first.
Right.
Your life is a mess. You've been distracted long enough. It's time to cut out the distractions. Whether it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your friend that talks too much, the people constantly texting you saying, hey, come out with us tonight, whatever it may be. Because we know that there's also humans that want to constantly inject themselves into your life. But
and here's the thing. I'm all for, love going out, love having fun.
Absolutely.
And the thing is that, I have a calendar. And in my calendar, I write down what's coming up. If I know what's coming up, then I can plan my life efficiently.
Exactly.
I can say, okay, if I plan on going out Friday evening, I need to make sure everything I need to get done is done Thursday by noon.
That's it.
So that I can freely enjoy myself on Friday. That's called intention.
It's called intention, right? And being focused. Not you saying, saying yes to every single thing.
No.
And then at the end of the week, you have absolutely nothing. You haven't done anything towards your goal. And you're burnt out. That doesn't sound too pleasing.
Exactly. And
too pleasing.
And always remember that there's always going to be something to celebrate. Always. There'll always be something to celebrate. And this is what I have to say about it. If you are a person right now, maybe if you're looking for a job or you're looking to build your business, you can have the best celebration when you finally have gotten your business off the ground or when you get that great job that you've always dreamt of.
Girl.
You can celebrate then. Right now is not the time to be out here celebrating and doing bottle service when you don't know where your rent is coming from.
It reminds me of a thing that Tip said, T.I., the rapper or / comedian. I don't know where that's coming from, but anyway. He said this quote years ago, and he was like, everyone's partying and buying bottle service and doing all this, but it's at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what are you celebrating? You're still in when the party's over, you're still going home to your same situation. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is that maybe you're probably more drunk than you were before you left, and you're probably more broke because you spent all your money at the club. Right. So what are you celebrating?
Yeah,
there's nothing to celebrate right now.
You have to start thinking intentionally. Are you going to take that money and buy, designer clothes? Or are you going to take that money and buy the camera that you need to start your YouTube channel?
That brings me to another thing. Girl, listen, those people that love to say, I can't afford to get a camera. A camera is a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than that designer outfit. So, you can't go hating on those bloggers that are showing a beautiful life because they earned it.
Right. And that's the thing, too.
They work for it.
A lot of times, because you don't see the camera, no one's out here wanting to buy the camera.
No,
however,
buy what the person is holding in their hand.
But they see the bag and they're like, well, I want the bag and the threads. But the reason why they have the bag and the threads is because one day they bought a camera and a microphone that produce good content, and they were able to get deals with brands that paid them, that allowed them to buy the designer things that they now have.
They focus.
So exactly.
They hone down to their craft.
They hone down. Like, I don't love to boast, but everything that we buy, we are not credit card girls.
No.
We are cash girls.
Cash girls.
So we work very hard at making our money so we are able to spoil ourselves every now and then.
Absolutely.
But again, that only happens when you focus.
You gotta focus. And it's not like we're buying things every 5 seconds.
Oh girl, no.
We're here saying, okay, let's see, we can budget this, we can budget that now and again. But that's the thing that kind of always, baffles us, where it's like, thank you guys so much for watching and for listening. Once again, this was a taping of our beautiful podcast. It's all connected by HerCastleGirls. Do make sure, if you haven't found us on Spotify or iPodcast, whatever the thing is called. iPodcast. This shows how old I am. Apple Podcast. I'm old.
Thank
Apple
you
Podcast.
so much for joining us.
Testing her to see if she knew.
No.
So past.
If you love videos like these, comment, like, and subscribe if you think, you
think we're a
vibe.
vibe. Because we are.
And of course, find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Thank you so much for listening and watching today.
Thank you so much, guys.
We will see you soon.
Bye.